Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Evan and welcome back to my channel for yet another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to extract, briefly I'll go over that. I know I have other tutorials on that, but there's some little tips and tricks that are going to be relevant. But how to extract, import, and assemble weapons from Modern Warfare 2023 and other Call of Duties into Blender. And I just want to show you guys my process. I've gotten a lot of questions on how this actually works, because at first glance it's a little bit daunting because it's not going to just, import in one piece. You have to import the receiver and the barrel and the handle and all of the different parts of the weapon, and you have to put it together manually. But with this tutorial, I'll show you how to do it quick and easy. It's basically like Legos once you know what you're doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys my process. And before we get into the nitty gritty, I just want to shout out my Patreon, which I just made earlier today. And, it's just for anyone who feels like going above and beyond and showing me some support for my recent videos. I really enjoy making these, and if you enjoy me making these, then consider supporting so I can take more time off work in the future. No pressure. If you just enjoy the videos, keep on watching. That means the world to me. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into this. Now, step one is obviously we gotta boot up Cordycep, which I have another tutorial on. I'll put it in the link, or I'll have a little time card or something for it right here. But what we're gonna do is, if we know what weapon we want specifically right here, we can just do load WC space star. And then we actually have a lot of different information on the Discord here about the different like weapon names and character names and stuff. So go ahead and check that out. It'll be linked in the description if you're interested. We have actually a really nice community here. I'm super proud of it. It's not huge or anything, but tons of really nice people sharing their work, asking questions. It's super cool. But if we just go ahead and open this up, we can just look for any weapon from the game. Right here, the XRK Stalker. I feel like that looks really cool, so it'll be good thumbnail material for the video. So let's just copy that and then reopen Parasite. Right here. Control V, and then don't forget the N star and enter. And that's going to load up all of the different attachments and everything in here. And then what we're going to want to do is boot up Greyhound, now that we have that sorted out. And just go ahead and load game. And then we can just Control V right there, search. And we have all the different weapon parts here, which is sweet. So what we're going to want to do is, I just like to extract everything here. So I'm just going to select everything. That way I can just hand pick it as I go, as I'm importing the different parts into Blender. If you wanted to, you could hand pick which parts you want at this stage. But that's just not how I do it. So I'm going to export those selected and wait for that to get done. Alrighty, now that it's done, we can just hop on over into Blender. Now we're just going to go ahead and find where we have our Greyhound exported files, and all we're going to do is import C model, and I have it in my G drive, I believe. No, it's E, that's it. And then I'm going to go to this one. This is where my Greyhound is, and we're going to go into exported files, Modern Warfare 6, right here, and then models. And it's sorted by date modified, so they're going to be red at the top for me. And I'm actually just going to search res, R-E-C, for receiver, and it should show up right here. So with Modern Warfare 3 weapons, REC_000 is going to be the default weapon model. If it has numbers at the end, then that means that it's part of a blueprint. If you wanted to, I would recommend extracting all of the, taking all of the receivers and then putting them into C model viewer if you're looking for a specific blueprint. Because there's no way to, if in the shop it was called super duper cool blueprint, whatever, it doesn't have that name in the files. It just has a numerical hash at the end. So what you're going to want to do is look at them visually It's too slow to do in Blender to import all the different receivers and then look at the textures and stuff. But with C Model Viewer, you can drag the entire folder in there and just sift through it. And then once you know what the number is for the receiver, you can sort by that number and then find the other parts of the blueprint too. I hope that that makes sense, but for the sake of example and like what have you, I'm just going to use the default weapon model, which is _000. So we're just going to go into this folder and then find the model and import it. And you're going to see right off the bat, it is way too big. So we're just going to make sure the skeleton is selected, S.02 to scale it down by 0.02. And that's going to make it a much more manageable size. So this is the receiver, and it is the part of the weapon we're going to attach all of the other parts to. So now looking at this, we're going to need a barrel, a stock, the trigger's already here, which is good. Sometimes with like pistols and stuff, they'll have different interchangeable triggers, so that can be a hassle. But and it looks like we're gonna need the magazine and the what is it called? The handle, or it has a different name. Oh, and also a scope. So let's just start looking for those. So import C model. It'll be right on the previous page. We're just gonna hop up and let's look for barrel. So BAR. Now we see right here, C delta 50, bar sill 00, bar short, bar. Let's do the long barrel attachment. So that would be this one right here, underscore bar underscore long underscore 00. So let's go in there, click on it, and import it. And once again, it's going to be very large, so S.02. And wow, that actually fits right into place. We're obviously still going to need to attach it, which we can do as we go. So, for instance, a lot of the times when you import these models, they're not going to line up with each other. So, they're going to be off in their own area, and it's really hard to align them properly. But if we look at the pose mode and look at the part of the bone that actually controls the barrel, it's actually called tag underscore barrel underscore attach. And what we're going to do is go into the bone properties tab, well, bone constraints tab, and we're going to add a bone constraint. And it's going to be copy transforms. And we're going to set the target to the receiver. So we just type in res and then do LOD underscore skeleton. Or we can just click the eyedropper and then drag it on. And then select the bone as the, and we can search bar. And then right here, tag barrel attach. Alrighty, now even though this looked weird, I ended up pulling up this image on Google of the actual weapon, and you can see right there, there's supposed to be like a guardrail. So we're gonna need to get that as well. But the barrel is in the correct position. So now let's go grab the stock real quick. File, import, C model, and then go up and search stock. Now right here, stock tack. Yeah, the tack stock will be fine. Let's just bring that in and scale it. 0.0. Oh, it didn't select the bone, so we're just gonna have to zoom in. Sometimes they're really small, so 1 second. Let's see. I think that's it. Let's scale out. Yep, you can see if we press G and move it around, it's moving. So we're just going to S.02. And then that's going to be the correct size, and then go into pose mode, and then rinse and repeat. So I'm going to have to go click on the bone itself. There we go. Press G to make sure it's the right one. Yep, you can tell because it's moving around the entire stock. Add bone constraint, copy transforms. We're just going to type in res for receiver. The skeleton's right there. You can see it says underscore skell. And then we're going to type in stock. And then there should be a tag stock attach. Click on that, and it should just line up perfectly. And the best part about this method is if we click on the receiver skeleton, any alterations we make to the receiver, the actual attachments will follow along perfectly. So even if we scale it, if we move it around, anything, it's literally copying the transforms and being attached at the proper pivot point. So your model is going to look perfect no matter what you do with it, so long as you manipulate the receiver. So let's get the rest of the parts in here. I'm curious what the name of the guardrail attachment is. Is it just rail? No, we'll have to look through and find it. So to narrow our search, we can just type in 000 in order to get all of the default attachments. So receiver, scope, silencer. Let's see, grip, oh, it's definitely the guard. So let's do the heavy guard and see how that looks. Now, obviously, we're going to rinse and repeat S.02, and then object mode, we're going to go into pose mode. And, oh, this one's a little bit tricky because we have to find the origin. The best way to do that is to just select all the different bones, and you'll see them all lining up with, they're all pointing to this one in the middle. So if we click that and then press G, it's going to move the entire thing. Now, for instance, if we click this one down on the end here, we move it, it only moves the little parts. We're going to want the root bone, which is the attach bone. There we go. And add the bone constraint, copy transforms, receiver, easy peasy, and type in guard. Oh, there we go. Tag guard attach. Boom. It's already looking fantastic. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of these on. Alright, so right here, I'm having a hard time finding which bone this bipod should attach to. So what I'm going to do is go into object mode, select the receiver, and actually, you can see here that since it's not lighting up, this is the bone that I'm looking for. And so let's click on that, which is actually part of the guard. So what I'm going to do is go back to the bipod, make sure it's selected. Let's see, that's not... Oh, okay, yes. I have a bad bone constraint on it. So we're going to disconnect that and then look for the guardrail skeleton, and then look for guard laser weapon bipod attached. There we go. And now it's all set. So yeah, not everything's going to attach to the receiver. Sometimes it has to attach to other attachments. Alrighty, there we have it. The weapon is done. It is ready to animate. I will be making a tutorial on how to do that in the near future. If you're interested in how to texture it, I already have a tutorial on that. It'll be linked in the pinned comment below and the description. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was somewhat informative, and you're having a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be, and adios.